Hey, yo, check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast.
Yo, man, couple technical difficulties. We're back in separate locations now, but it's all good.
It is, man. So here, I'm going to call you out on this finally. You always do this thing where you'll be screaming and like talking normal as hell. And as soon as we start the podcast, you start whispering. You always start the podcast off like that.
I don't want to be loud. Am I loud?
Why not? What's the problem? No, you're good. But also what happens is that once the pod gets going, you end up getting back to like a normal volume.
to my level.
I always notice that when we first start the pod, your fucking vocal lines be like this. And all we got to do is get one laugh out of you, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay. Right.
Hey man, real quick before we start talking about anything.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is. A little bit of Ronin Warriors in the back. Is that what I see?
And on top of that, the amazing painting by our homie Edmund at Art of Rufus on Instagram. Look, y'all gotta follow him. He's amazing.
That's fire. That shit looks great.
He did this Ghost of Tsushima piece for me. The Jinsakai piece. It's the best. I have tons of art in my house. It's the best piece of art in my house. It's incredible.
Hey man, I'm telling you.
Follow Art of Rufus. Support art. Most importantly for us, support Black art. This is a Black artist, and this dude is amazing. He's incredible.
Atlanta based now, but from Detroit.
Yeah, man. And this isn't a digital. It's not digital. He painted that.
I think it did that shit by himself. You know what I'm saying?
With his hands.
With his hands, right.
You know what I mean?
They created that shit. My brother. You know what I'm saying? God damn it.
It's nuts. Y'all follow him. Get him to do a piece for you, man. You know, that's what I did. I hit him up. I said, you know, get him to do it. If you got a crazy idea, I'm sure he can do it. He's
sure.
But yeah, man, this is episode 49.
Yes, right. We almost there.
We're almost there to 50. Episode 49. That's wild. 49 episodes. I don't know if
I got one.
Oh, okay.
I got one, and there's a story behind it. The only reason why I know Shannon Anderson was number 49. Played for
really random.
Yeah, he played for Utah, played for Miami, I think.
I remember Shannon Anderson.
The reason why I remember him is because he was on Live 98. And I remember he wasn't any good necessarily. He was like a bench player, but I remember playing with the Utah Jazz. Or no, not with, but against the Utah, because obviously I was
going to say, why were you picking the Jazz?
No. I mean, this was like, the Pistons were trash on this game. This was like I think this was, did we still have Grant Hill in 98? I think we did. I think we did still have Grant Hill. Grant Hill.
Teal Boys.
It was Grant Hill, Lindsey Hunter. Jerry Stackhouse might have came. He might have been the next year, 99. But anyways, and I just remember like, because I play shooting guard, so I always used to pick the shooting guard or the small forward to like play as and to get the ball to. And so I remember Grant Hill just like dominating Shannon Anderson.
I really thought this story was gonna go in the direction of, so I was just going crazy with Shannon Anderson.
No, but a similar story though. That's the reason why. So I'm a huge Jeremy Lin fan, and there's two reasons why. One, because I remember seeing him play in college at Harvard, and I was like, yo, they got an Asian dude at Harvard that be getting buckets. He be going crazy. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just the novelty of it.
Yeah, I remember when he was at Harvard, too. I remember seeing the Ivy League tournament. You know, they always used to show the tournament championships.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him play and that. I actually wanted – he was in the Warriors camp.
Okay, so that's the next part of the story.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So he was in the Warriors summer league, and he was kind of going crazy in the summer league. And I was like, and you know, summer league is fun, like a bunch of kind of like one no-name players randomly be going crazy. And so I remember watching Jeremy Lin go crazy, and then I was like, yo, that's that dude from Harvard. That's cool. And so then me and my homie Randall, who also grew up with me in Edmond, that's the other homie, we were playing some version of 2K something, and I picked the Warriors, and I was like, bro, I'm about to give you 50 with Jeremy Lin because at the time he was still garbage. Like, he was like at a 60. Right. And I remember like just going crazy with Jeremy Lin, bro. Like I literally had like 37 with Jeremy Lin with a rating of like 65 back before, several years before Linsanity. And I remember that's how I became a fan of Jeremy Lin.
I remember I like Jeremy Lin too. It's crazy how the league just got in his head and just destroyed him.
Yeah, that sucks. He could play, man.
I know. Everybody was just like, they were just jealous. You know what I mean? Like, who is this guy who's not super athletic, nor does he have crazy handle, nor is he like a dead-eye. Why is he good? No, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying?
He's just crafty. He's just a good player, a good creative, cerebral player. He kind of reminds me of like a smaller, slightly less skilled Luka Doncic. Like, he had a similar style of game.
Similar game, and you know what he had? He had this.
Yeah, hard, bro. Yeah.
That it matters. I'm telling you.
It does.
It
so
matters.
you got anybody for 49?
No.
So wait a minute. Before we move forward, bro, before we actually press the button on the sports section of the podcast, I got some takes for you motherfuckers. Goddamn.
Uh-oh.
I got a couple of takes for you niggas, dog.
Okay.
One, bro, like, y'all know I'm a huge Pistons fan. Can y'all please shut the fuck up about the Pistons? Like, y'all don't, like, stop having opinions, please. Like, stop. Everybody stop having opinions. All of your opinions are poor. Poor takes, poor opinions. I'm really disappointed that they lost their pick, but there will be one or two players that will be still there at 7 that we can get. We didn't lose our pick. We dropped 2 spots.
Real quick, do you think there's a chance that they will try to trade up or no?
Trade up? I don't think so. I don't think that they will trade up because they don't have anything. I mean, sure, anything is possible, but I see them trading down as a way higher likelihood. Like, one thing that I
trade, like, my bad, but like, you think they'll trade down to get another pick or?
Yes, yeah. So one thing that I had in mind, I don't love this because I don't know. I'm high on Lonzo. I like Lonzo a lot. I think he's still going to be a really good player. Yeah. I think he still has all-star potential.
Yeah, I think Lonzo's a good player, man. I don't understand why so many people hate him. He's
just because he had a shaky jump shot when he first got in the league.
But I mean, he's got as a point guard, he's actually a good defender too.
He's a great defender. That's his biggest strength, in my opinion.
He's a really good defender, and he is a great passer and playmaker.
Great elite passer, and so like I do think LaMelo was better, or if not already, he will be better. But we're not going to get LaMelo. Like, that's not going to happen. But I don't love this idea, but I wouldn't hate it necessarily either because I think you can get Lonzo in a trade to the Pistons without giving up the 7th pick. But if it takes the 7th pick, Lonzo, and maybe another good prospect, and their 13th pick, maybe we'll do something like, I don't know, fucking Lewis King, and the 13th pick for Lonzo Ball and somebody else. That big dude, the big Sideshow Bob looking ass nigga that they got playing on New Orleans. I would be fine with that.
And we were talking about this off air. I mean, yeah, why not? You build around Luke Kennard's your guy right now. You keep him. It's okay.
Hey, well, actually, it was a white boy from Duke. Shut the fuck up. Luke Kennard can hoop.
Right.
We know he's not Donovan Mitchell. Like, yes, we get it. Donovan Mitchell's amazing.
Exactly, but he can hoop. He's young. You drafted him. That's your guy to build around. It's okay that you don't have LeBron to build around. That doesn't happen for everybody.
And it also doesn't mean that Luke has to be your best player either. But you can, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Just because you're building around somebody doesn't mean they're your best player. It means that they were your piece that you started off with.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
and was good enough to keep him in his position and add the things around him. It doesn't mean that he's got to be your best player. Like we talked about this off air too. The best teams are able to rebuild in like 2 years. It's not a decade-long process like some people try to make it seem like it is.
No, dog. So that brings me to my second point on my basketball takes here. Like, stop trying, Pistons fans, stop trying to win now. This team is garbage. They do not have enough talent to win now. If you said it best, if your goal is to make a 7th or 8th seed in the playoff, fucking cool. Like, sure, good job. Where the fuck has that ever gotten us? It just keeps us in that fucking ladder of mediocrity. If this team does not just take a L, bottom out for 1 or 2 seasons, stockpile draft picks, get rid of Blake Griffin. He deserves much better than this team. Get rid of Derrick Rose. He deserves much better than this team. See if you can get some picks back for it. And for the love of God, do not overpay for motherfucking Fred VanVleet. He can hoop. I love Fred VanVleet. But watch this. Go ahead.
No, that's what got them here in the first place. Overpaying
for like pretty good players. Like
And
Fred VanVleet is not a top 10 point guard in this league. Do not overpay for him, bro.
No, he got game, right? But what you could do is you could also draft a player and he could end up being just as good as him instead of you sitting here overpaying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And here's the thing that people don't be thinking about.
I love Fred VanVleet.
Me too. I'm a fan of his. I don't even hate him on the Pistons. But my thing is, if your game plan, if you are still in win now mode, I think this team realistically is 5 years away from being a contender or from being competitive, really. Just because we don't have that much talent. You got Sekou, you got Christian Wood, maybe you got Luke Kennard. Those are the only real pieces that you got right now. Yeah. That's not enough. Like, everybody got 2 or 3 really good young players. We are lagging behind when it comes to talent, so we're not going to be ready for a while. And if so I made a comment in this group that I'm in that he was too old. And niggas obviously they took it at head. Oh, he's only 26. How's he gonna be too old? Y'all niggas not paying attention, dog. He is 26 right now. His prime is gonna be like in a year or 2. He's entering his prime right now. If your team is 5 years away from being competitive, do not overpay for a guy that's gonna be 31 or 32 by the time y'all get ready to make any moves, right? If you want to, if your plan is just, hey, we want to get a guy who got some talent, who can mentor some of our young dudes, like, sure, I'm fine with that. But if you expect Fred VanVleet to be your guy, and y'all are 5 years away from being competitive, bro, like, that to me does not fit the Pistons timeline. Y'all need not gonna be able to do it. Y'all need as many young, talented pieces as possible, and hope one of them niggas turns into a super duper star. That's how you win.
Yep.
All right, and I got one final basketball take for you now. Last one. And this is coming. All right, I'm gonna just say it like this. This is gonna be a weird take coming from overstanding. What did we say my new job title was? The king of or the head of overstandment. Right.
The head of the Department of Overstandment.
Of overstandment, bro. Y'all niggas are only saying to pump the brakes on Luka Doncic only because he's white, bro.
Right.
This is me saying this, bro.
You saying that.
This is fucking Laser Eye saying this shit, dog. If Luka Doncic was black and averaging these stats, y'all would be going crazy.
100%. I love the take. It's
only because he's white. Are y'all trying to be like, oh wait, let's pump the brakes?
Bro.
Like, no, that nigga is already great. Like, he's already a great player. Like, he's already like one of the best players in his generation already. Like, and it is what it is. It's okay. Yeah. The European niggas can hoop, dog. Like, it's fine. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
Y'all niggas chill out. Put some respect on Luka's name. Luka's here. He's here to stay. It's him and Giannis's league now. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what Zion got anything to say about it. But it's their league. Well, maybe not yet, but it's coming. They're next.
It's coming.
All right. Those are my basketball takes.
Absolutely. I like it, man. And that does it for the sports section. That does it for the lengthy sports section.
Right. The actual sports section.
The actual real sports section. The rare sports section of the SwordCast. But yeah, bro. So I guess, is that what you're into currently, is basketball? Yeah,
bro. I've been fucking obsessing over it. Like, I've been looking at, okay, I'll extend this into what I've been into. I've been into basketball. I've been into figuring out what the Pistons are going to do. I've been obsessing over draft picks. I do this every time before the draft. There's 3 guys that I really like. 2 guys that I really, really like, and a third guy that if they take him, I'll be okay with it. The third guy is Onyeka Unganku, who was LaMelo and them's teammate at Chino Hills. He went to USC.
But hero, wait a minute. You gonna end up being like when the Pistons drafted Darko.
Oh my God!
Another Darko, man.
Yeah, but first of all, that guy Denny at BJ's or whatever, he's not even gonna be there when the Pistons draft. But I would fucking love to get him. But it's just a fucking defender, get some rebounds, get whatever. Then you got the 2 point guards that I like.
Sidebar.
Tyrese. Yeah.
Hilarious story. Do you remember when LaMelo was in high school and he played with that kid that was like 7'8"?
Yes.
Really skinny and weird.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny story. That kid signed to play at my old college at Rochester. Yeah, bro.
That's hilarious.
That kid signed to play at Rochester University. My coach texted me and he said we just recruited this kid. We need to get him in the weight room. Ha ha ha. No,
yeah. Yeah. So then the 2 point guards I like Tyrese Halliburton, really like a 6'6", skinny ass point guard. He got some Andre Miller to his game. He's a little bit more athletic than Andre Miller. Got a nice jump shot. Only thing I don't like about him is his game is just a real awkward looking game. Yeah. He's effective. Like, he shoots 42% from 3 off 6 attempts a game, averaged like 7 assists in college, which is really impressive. Can score a little bit, a good defender, but his game just looks fucking weird. And I am a stickler for pure looking jump shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
His shit looks ugly. It goes in, but it looks ugly. I like Killian Haynes too. He's probably the guy that I like the best. This is shifty, creative point guard on some Goran Dragic, on some D'Angelo Russell light. He's a shot creator.
Russell light.
Yeah. No, that's what people are saying. He's got a couple of step backs. He's got some creative dribble moves.
Diet D'Angelo.
Diet D'Lo. You know what I'm saying? Gluten-free D'Lo.
Gluten-free D'Lo. That's
so yeah, those are the guys I like. Hopefully we can get one of the 3 of those guys, and I won't have to lose my mind. So that's what I've been into. Mediocre Pistons basketball.
I feel that, and for me, this will kind of lead into a little wrestling recap. Of course, I've been into wrestling, and this past weekend was a big weekend for obviously WWE, SummerSlam. The weekend weird, no fans, but what they did do is they got this new thing called the Thunderdome, where they basically bit the NBA idea of having the digital fans. They added in some crowd noise. And as I'm always critical of WWE, I hate Vince McMahon, but I will say this, bro. This has been the best thing that they have done since COVID. SummerSlam was good. It was very good, actually. I enjoyed it. Asuka versus Bayley was good. Bayley won. Street Profits, they beat Andrade and Angel Garza. That match was good.
Wait, Asuka had 2 matches in a row, or not in a row, but 2
in the same show. Yeah, it was amazing, right? I think she's best woman ever.
That's crazy, bro. She's incredible.
Yeah, she had 2 matches. She won the second one, so she beat Sasha Banks for the Raw title. And not
Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Oh! I can see you, but I can't hear you.
My back.
Oh, yeah, now you're back. You're back.
All right. So, but like I was saying, Asuka, she did have 2 matches. She lost to Bayley for her SmackDown belt, but then she had the match against Sasha Banks later on in the night. And I gotta say, man, that match was fire. It was the best match of the night. It was my favorite match. She won, so she's the Raw champion now. And we finally got the seeds for the Bayley and Sasha Banks to finally
I heard about that, yeah.
break up. That was dope. Then Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose was whack. The match wasn't good, but I like Sonya Deville, and I'm just it irritates me that they just now started to use her.
To push her, yeah, she's dope. She's got the MMA background.
Yeah, she's really dope. Then what else was on? Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest Randy Orton fan. He's super boring to me, but the match was good. It had a pretty creative finish. I liked it. Then the Fiend Bray Wyatt beat Braun Strowman for the title.
Yeah.
And after the match, Roman Reigns makes his return. He hasn't been there forever. And we're not really critical of Roman himself. We're more so critical of his the way they use him, right? That's what makes him annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's your boy. Cloud. Everybody say hello to Cloud.
Kudo. Cloud. That's my guy. But yeah, man. So Roman shows up at the end, attacks both of them. And I wish I remember what his shirt said, because he had a shirt on that said something like "show up, wreck everything, and leave" or something like that. It was dope. And then the thing that people have wanted for so long, bro, Roman actually was a heel. He was beating him with a chair and everything. So heel Roman, I'm here for that.
Sure.
I'm open to it.
Me too.
So yeah, man, SummerSlam was dope. NXT was honestly, bro, this might be the first time ever that main roster had a better show than NXT. Wow. NXT was okay. I wasn't crazy about it. Mainly Io Shirai, Dakota Kai was dope. I thought that was probably the best match. The North American title ladder match was good. Damian Priest won, which that's dope because I'm here for a new guy to.
Yeah, me too. I like his. I don't really know about his gimmick, but he looks kind of cool.
I hate his gimmick, but I like his look and I like the way I like his in-ring work. He's like a martial arts kind of guy. Yeah. So I really like it. I liked him when he was in Ring of Honor too. He's just always had like trash gimmicks. What
is his gimmick? He's like a vampire or something, or what?
Oh, he's like a party leather pants. Party. I don't know, but him winning was dope. Breezango won, so they're the number 1 contenders for the tag titles. I'm sure I'm forgetting. Oh, Timothy Thatcher and Balor was dope. That was the first match. I absolutely hated Karrion Kross winning. He beat Keith Lee. I understand Keith Lee's about to go to the main roster and be like a big star, but like, come on, man. You had this dude beat the longest reigning NXT champion ever, Adam Cole. He gets both titles. Then he relinquishes one because he wants other people to have opportunity. And then he has one title defense on TV and then drops the title to Karrion Kross.
Wow.
I didn't like it. And then Karrion Kross, he doesn't do it for me, man. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's sort of a regular white guy.
The whole crazy white dude thing. It doesn't. I'm crazy. Hits. It doesn't hurt because I'm crazy. Okay.
Okay.
You're crazy. All right. But yeah, man. And then AEW, they just ran a regular show on Saturday because the playoffs, NBA's been throwing their stuff up. They had a dope show on Saturday, and
I saw that one. And
Brody Lee not only beats Cody for the TNT title, but he just
destroyed that motherfucker.
Destroyed him. And I thought that was dope. So
I agree.
Good, very good
because fucking the Dark Order was on their way to being like a comedy act.
Yeah,
and I didn't really love that.
At some point, yeah, you gotta get them. You gotta respect Brody Lee, man. Luke Harper, you gotta put that title on. So I'm excited for that. I hope he has a good run. So that was dope. And that does it for kind of what we're into right now.
Wait. Real quick, one question. Do you think, and maybe I trust your wrestling like strategy more than I do, or more than mine, but is it time yet for like another mid-card title for AEW? Something that's not quite as everyday as the TV title, but not the heavyweight championship.
I don't think so. And the only reason I say that is because they don't have they do have a good roster, but they don't have a overly crowded roster. So I think that the 2 belts is good for them for now. I think they have a good field of guys. You know, you got like the world title tier. It's not crazy like when you watch WWE, even New Japan. Like New Japan has to have all those titles because they just have so many good wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Like AEW isn't there yet, so I think they're good right now. At least right now, I think they're good with them.
I agree. I think so too. But I think like maybe in a year or two, like if they add another weekly show, you probably need another belt at that point.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they and then you got to be careful because sometimes you can get into that danger zone of like just having a title just to have one, and it just devalues it when somebody has it that people don't care about. So yeah, bro. So with that said, that's what we're into. You're in the mid-level Pistons semi-pro basketball. But yeah, bro. So let's get
semi-pro. Goddamn.
Let's get into some 90s nostalgia, right? We always talk 90s nostalgia, but I got a good one for you today. Let's do some reverse 90s nostalgia, right? So give me a cartoon that you love that was before your time, right? So now we're talking like 80s. We're 90s kids. So we're talking like some old. Give me an old classic 80s cartoon that you love, and then give me a cartoon that you love that was after your time. Like obviously.
Oh, dog, I got a bunch of those.
Newer stuff. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay. So let me see.
Can you throw me your keys?
Yeah, hold on. I got a family situation.
Yeah, no problem.
That was so loud.
All right, and we're back from commercial break.
All right. So I mean, this is pretty easy, man. Like, there were a bunch, bro. Like, obviously, Transformers was before my time, and I was a fan of them. Like, Gen 1, G1 Transformers, really, really dope. Transformers got some dog ass like sweaty lore. I'm just now like getting into the lore.
Super sweaty.
It's super deep, bro.
Also, awesome toys, man.
Yes, sir.
Some of the coolest toys ever.
Technically speaking, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first series was a little bit before my time. It was
that was
mid 80s. Yeah. Here's a hot take, nigga.
Uh-oh.
I used to catch so it was like the girl, so you had like Transformers was for the boys in the 80s. The show that was for girls in the 80s. Jim.
Yeah, but Jim and there was another Jim with the band.
The band. Right. That shit was I mean, it was super like cheesy and clearly for girls.
Yeah.
But that shit was kind of, I was like, yo, dog, that shit kind of interesting a little bit sometimes. I used to kind of catch it on the, the early mornings, and that shit used to be all right. But what were you thinking?
I was gonna so He-Man, I can't think of her name. The girl from He-Man, she had her own show too, didn't she, for a minute?
I think it's like it's new now, right? There's a She-Ra. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but didn't she have a show in the 80s too, or am I tripping?
To be honest, bro, I was never a He-Man guy like that, so I don't really know shit about it.
He-Man.
I mean, again, bro, like, I just think it's really funny that so many black men in particular be out here homophobic as fuck.
Yeah.
When a lot of our favorite things are, like, very clearly,
Dudes and draws.
Right. I mean, it's very clearly, like, queer coded. Like, this nigga, Prince Adam, was very obviously, like, gay.
Bro,
like, it's not even a question.
He was the originator of the Karen haircut.
The Karen, and then, like, the pink, like...
The pink blouse.
Right, bro. Shout out to, hey, man, it's progressive, dog.
Shout out to Prince Adam, man. Prince Adam is out here paving the way for some folks.
Paving the way, man. Look, it's gender fluid. It's 2020 out here, baby.
2020 out here, baby.
So yeah, those are the ones. What about, so before we go to the future, what about you? What do you got for something before your time?
There's so many, bro. So I mean, obviously, I loved all that 80s stuff. We had so many shows like transcend that generation and get passed on to us, not only from our parents, but I think. Honestly, I think because of the toys, man. I think the toys are what got us into those. So obviously, my first was G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. It's an old 80s cartoon that I'd still be watching now. Transformers. But I was He-Man. I did like He-Man, but I was more – I can't really say I messed with the show like that, though, because I was more so toys than –
Yeah. I had a couple of He-Man toys.
Yeah. Toys were sweet. He-Man, obviously Ninja Turtles, bro. I do prefer the 2003 one, but the old one is obviously what got us all into it.
For sure. Bro, there's one that we both missed that I can't fucking believe we missed, nigga.
I got one more, so if it's not, is it Thundercats?
Yes, obviously. Okay. Of course it's Thundercats.
Yeah, Thundercats. Thundercats is awesome. I love Thundercats. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the
Thunder.
Right.
Thundercats.
Eye of Thundera. Give me sight beyond sight.
Thundercats are loose.
Yeah, bro, that shit was fire, dog. That might be at the top. That might be my number one. I used to fuck with that shit heavy.
I had an awesome Thundercats story. I have a cousin named Chitara. My Uncle Smokey actually named her after Chitara from Thundercats.
That's amazing. Shout out to both your cousin and your uncle. That's dope.
So I always thought that was pretty sweet. So yeah, man. So give me what's some shows that were after your time that you.
Bruh, what,
I already know what your favorite one.
Obviously, Steven Universe, bro. That shit is incredible, dog.
Right.
So I mean, I've talked about this a lot, man.
So, but let's like give it up for, because people our age, they hate on this generation of cartoons so much. Man,
y'all tripping, bro.
There's some good stuff out there. I see a lot of them because I have children, but at the same time, like you said, man, Steven Universe is
brilliant.
Great show.
Brilliant, bro. It's amazing. So for me, I have a theory where like the 90s and even the early 2000s when we were still like in middle school, high school, mostly like late 90s, like up until like 2000, 2001. Once we got to high school, I started kind of checking out a little bit. But they started to kind of change the style of animation a little bit, especially on Cartoon Network. Like, a lot of people really loved Chowder. I didn't really like that shit that much. Right. A lot of people liked...
Chowder was just loud all the time.
Fucking like Flapjack and goddamn Foster's Home for Imaginary. That one was okay, but like there was a wave.
I did. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good observation. Yeah. Cartoon Network went through that phase where the animation was just that weird.
Yeah, and I couldn't really get down with that shit like that.
I did like Foster's Home for Imaginary.
Foster's was definitely the best out of those. Here's another one that people love that came out right around that time. I didn't love Invader Zim, dog. I thought that shit was weird.
I never liked Invader Zim.
I thought that shit was really weird. And you got like...
This show has a really weird cult following, too.
It does, bro. That and another one that I didn't love that much was fucking Fairly Odd Parents. A lot of people love that shit, too.
And I mean, Fairly... I still think of that as one of our shows, though. It came out around the time, like, Chalk Zone and stuff was popping, and that was
it was at the tail end.
That was at our high school time.
Right. So during that time, like the mid to the like early to mid 2000s, I was checked out of like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. I was kind of checked out on them. But in like the early 2010s, like in 2010 specifically, I came back, and the show that brought me back was Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Adventure Time, because then you could kind of see the style of humor change a little bit. The animation,
the humor changed. The animation too, but they also, you could tell they were trying to get us back.
For sure, bro. It was world building all of a sudden, right? It was like deeper, and to me, what that meant was like,
and these funny shows would have these like amazing, like overarching episodes,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Where it would be funny, then boom, whoa, wait a minute.
Like, wow, this shit, the Adventure Time is taking place in a post-apocalyptic Earth.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was clear that, like, the people who were writing the show, the reason why we got it is because they were us. They were our age now.
Exactly.
Because we were like in our mid-20s, mid to late 20s, early 30s. Well, not in 2010. We were still in our lower 20s then, but, like, we were getting into the point now where we were starting to be able to create. Yep. And you could tell that it was sounding like us now. And then, like, you know, regular show, Steven Universe, all of those shows, Clarence, motherfucking hilarious.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
Clarence was amazing. Oh, all those shows that came after that were really, you could feel that energy was still there. So I'm really digging it. I'll share one story.
Hit the pinata.
Dog, let's go. That shit is a fucking banger, dog.
That song is sweet.
That shit is fire, dog. Look, you niggas type the pinata song into YouTube right this instant. And tell me that shit don't legitimately slap. Like, you play that shit on the radio. That shit is dope. So there's one story that I want to share about Adventure Time that really, like, got me back into it. Word. There was a stupid ass sketch about the Ice King and the goddamn his penguins. And one of the penguins, so he was like, he smelled something and he thought it was stinky, and he was like, "What the fuck is that smell?" And he thought it was one of his penguins. And he was, like, doing all kind of weird shit to kind of throw him out there and try to put him in the shower, trying to, like, you know, put him out of the room because he stunk too bad. And then he found out that it was him. He didn't take a shower, so his underarms were stinky. And he was like, so the part that had me dying was that he turned around and talked to and apologized to Gunther. He was like, "I'm sorry, Gunther. I thought you had a stank booty." I thought you had a stank booty. I was hollering. I was like, wait a minute, they just said that shit on a kid's show? That's what we used to say when we were little, dog.
I thought you had a stank boot. That
shit had me dying. I was like, oh snap. I understand. I recognize what you said just now. This is hilarious. That's what I got. What about you?
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, like you said, bro, seeing these shows that were kind of after our generation of cartoons. Definitely regular show for me. Regular show was kind of my Adventure Time. I got into Adventure Time because of regular show. I just ended up catching regular show first, and then, but definitely regular show. Definitely Adventure Time, man. And like I said, there would all of a sudden be these like episodes where there's like this interdimensional crisis at stake, and now these funny characters are involved in this like super serious plot line, and they got to save the world, and people are dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so shout out to regular show. Adventure Time, Clarence, hilarious, bro. They have that episode. There's an episode of Clarence that's my favorite, and it's when they go to this arcade and they like Clarence forgets his money. So he
forgets his what?
He doesn't have any money. They go to the arcade, he doesn't have any money. But what they did was they were trying to win a bunch of tickets for some prize, I think. And Clarence didn't have any money, and he was like, so his whole thing, he was behaving like how kids behave when they don't have coins when you go to a place like that.
Yeah, dog, I remember this episode.
He's like running around fake playing the game.
Right, no, I used to do that shit all the time.
Pushing all the buttons. He's sitting up here eating people's food off their table.
Hilarious.
It was super hilarious. But
I remember that episode.
one other show that was after our time because this is like kind of late high school. But a show that I really loved, bro, was My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
I remember that one.
I thought that was Cartoon Network's like best show in a long time when that came out. It was hilarious. So yeah, those would be some of mine. Also, shout out to The Loud House. My kids love The Loud House on Nickelodeon, and it's pretty good, and I think it's fun. Yeah, man, those would be mine. But with that said, in the world of video games, recently we had the Black Myth Wukong trailer come out. You actually put me on. You sent me the link. I checked it out. For those of you that aren't familiar, look it up. It's a Monkey King kind of Journey to the West type of game. Some Chinese mythology there.
Yes, sir.
And I thought it looked awesome, but
Hell yeah.
like you pointed out to me, I do fear that it is a Souls-style game with
Nope. Not gonna be able to do.
Give me the mellow.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I do fear that it's a Dark Souls type of game, bro. I looked at the trailer and I just noticed that dang stamina bar going
Fuck that.
as he was doing stuff.
As he was dodging. This ain't real life, bro. It's a video game. Fuck you.
And I noticed the stamina bar drain. So I'm a little nervous about that, but the game it looked pretty dope. So I'm definitely intrigued. What did you think?
For sure, I'm intrigued. I'll be willing to give it a shot. I'm not into the Soulsborne type games.
Yeah, me neither.
Look, bro, I at this stage in my life am not interested in playing video games to be stressed out. Like I would like to have fun instead.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Tsushima was a perfect blend. Put it up to, if you want a challenge, put it up to hard, put it up to lethal. Play it on lethal, niggas will cut your ass in half, boy.
Exactly. And
you get hit literally once or twice and you are dead. No matter what. So, I am into that. But anything outside of that is like, okay, bro, like, I don't like cheap difficulty. I don't mind difficulty, but I don't like cheap difficulty.
Yeah, man.
But I'm also here for that story, bro. Like, I'm a big fan of, I'm not going to say I'm a big fan of all of Chinese mythology, but that story in particular, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I remember learning about it a long time ago. I mean, we see it all the time in anime. Yeah, like you could almost the origin for all your favorite characters. Yeah, I was gonna say you can argue that like basically the shonen style is based off of Journey to the West. Yeah, you know what I mean. So how I would describe it is that Dragon Ball was not the first shonen anime because shonen wasn't really okay. Here's what I'm saying, and an anime, actually, historian may prove me wrong. Well, actually, I would say that shonen was not it was always a demographic because shonen just means it's aimed at young boys, right? Teenage boys, young boys. And I think Dragon Ball Z was obviously not, or Dragon Ball was not the first shonen anime, obviously. But I do think that shonen as a genre, because it's become a genre at this point. It's not just a demographic, it's a genre. Mm-hmm. I think that got its roots. I think if not straight up with Dragon Ball Z, and Yu Yu Hakusho would definitely would deserve some love on that too. Mm-hmm. Or not Dragon Ball Z, with Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin. Kenshin was a little bit later. What else was in the 80s? Maybe Ronin Warriors, that was in the 80s. Even Fist of the North Star, right? I mean, good call. Fist of the North Star, for sure. It's a little more violent than your. Yeah, it's not quite shonen, but it's definitely it deserves some love. But that genre got started. I think my theory is that as a formula, not even a genre, as a formula, the shonen formula. Yeah. Dragon Ball is one of the foundations of that, and so to go further with that. Sun Wukong, depending on, there's some versions of Sun Wukong where his name is Son Goku, like that's his actual name. Yeah. And I'm not a historian, so somebody can
You know what show? What is that, bro? What's that show? You brung it up many episodes ago, but it's an older show, and it's another early like shonen style show. I can never remember. Ranma.
Oh yeah, Rama One Half. Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Yep. That's a great. I'll shout out to Rama. That's a dope one. So Goku is straight up almost a parody of Son Wukong, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe what it is that the Japanese name for Son Wukong is Son Goku. I think that might be.
I think that is what it is.
And so like the monkey. I mean, that's the Monkey King with the tail, the extended pole, the flying nimbus. All of that stuff is borrowed directly from Journey to the West. The tale of Monkey King, Son Wukong, all that stuff. So it's a really important, really just really like foundational piece of mythology, and to see a game that tells that story, I'm here for it, bro. That shit looks dope. It's worth a try at least.
I got you. Yeah, man. So obviously I'm gonna play it. Because of the thing that's gonna get me to play it is gonna be the story. You know what I mean?
For sure. And you see that staff work that he was doing?
Yes.
Was handling that bitch. That shit was kind of fire.
It was dope. Also, got to shout out one more kind of newer age cartoon, Sanjay and Craig. I don't know if you've ever seen.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It used to come on Nickelodeon. My son used to watch it. Hilarious. You want to talk about a show that just full on embraces like 90s fart humor? Hilarious, bro. But yeah, I gotta go. Shout out to Sanjay and Craig. But now,
oh fuck,
it is time for You Can Only Pick 3.
So, Macho Man hosted last time. We had
Chancellor Palpatine, my boy.
He hosted before that.
Then after that, we had the Macho Man, Randy Savage, host You Can Only Pick 3. Yeah.
So now, who should host this one?
It's gotta be Vince.
It's gotta be Vince McMahon. Hey, nigger, you can only get over here. You can only pick 3, and it's not different styles of chicken either. It's not. We're not talking about Jay-Z albums. All right, bro.
That's brilliant.
All right, bro. I'm about to text it to you. All right. Don't get too mad at me. But we gotta.
What the fuck is this shit you about to bro?
Sent. You can only pick 3. Message
oh fuck
sent.
this.
Hey, so remember, guys, our first You Can Only Pick 3 was this amazing list of anime, and it was a lot of good ones on there. Then we had You Can Only Pick 3. It was a handful of very good martial arts films, and now this version we have all 9 main trilogy Star Wars films. So you get You Can Only Pick 3 Star Wars edition, and to clarify, this is only the trilogy film. So there's no Rogue One, there's no what am I forgetting? There's no Rogue One.
No Solo, no Mandalorian.
No Solo, no Mando. Yep. Just the original 9, the trilogy films. You got your original, you got your prequel trilogy, and you got your current, present day, new trilogy. You can only pick 3. Run through that list, my friend.
Okay, so I've been staring a hole into my phone here, and I think I've got a strategy.
Okay.
I think I've devised a strategy. I'm gonna pick. It might sound like a cop out, but I think it still holds up as well. Like it would be my top 3. No, it wouldn't be my top 3. But
Man.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go with one out of each one of each trilogy.
Ooh, I like that. That's interesting. I like that.
Because I think it's gonna if it was like because I want to also if I'm thinking about this from a storytelling perspective, I kind of want to have some sort of a story to tell, right?
Right. I like that. I'm not mad at that.
So out of the prequel trilogy, I'm gonna go with Revenge of the Sith. That's my favorite prequel trilogy. It is probably my top 4 or 5 in terms of all around Star Wars movies. And
He must stand trial.
I think it was in his head, boy.
You brought him here to kill me.
Anakin, you just murdered a bunch of children, bro. Yes, bruh. I did.
Actually, I am here to kill you because you, in fact, sir, killed children.
Yeah. Killed a bunch of magical babies. Nah, that's not good. And also another opportunity to tell y'all that Mace Windu flat out beat Palpatine fair and square.
Sure did.
I don't want to hear your arguments. George Lucas himself said it.
It was part of his plan to lose on purpose, hero.
I won't be able to do it. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Wasn't. Now, I'll give you that Palpatine was smart enough to have a backup plan in case he wasn't able to win. But that nigga lost the scrap, and he was not trying to lose it. He lost the scrap because fucking Mace Windu is the one of the best of all time. Help me! I'm so weak.
Bro, oh my goodness, hilarious, bro.
That nigga was having so much fun in that role, dog.
Bro, then my man, I love talking about this movie.
Right.
Because my man just goes to the Senate and looks horrible. And they just believe him.
They just believe that nigga like, all right, cool, here's some limited power.
I mean, he looks kind of evil to me.
Right.
I mean, you guys think he got disfigured by the Jedi? Okay.
That nigga took some Force lightning to the face.
The Jedi made an attack on my life.
And his voice was all fucking weird and shit.
Bruh, the Jedi will fall.
And then Padme with the same reaction I had when 45 won the presidency. And this is how liberty dies, with thunderous
applause, dog.
Great line.
Oh, another great part of that scene right before you had Yoda v Palpatine was the casual force smash of the Praetorian Guard.
The guards.
That nigga just like, that just blew them niggas fucking to death. Like,
if so powerful you are, why leave?
Right. Hey, man. That was a nice little scrap too.
Yeah, and then he started cheating.
Now he started throwing
spinny chairs at him.
Yeah, platforms at that motherfucker. All right, so I gotta go with my top 2 at this point. I mean, I think I can't not include the Return of the Empire or Empire Strikes Back.
What movie is that?
You're right. Return of the Empire Strikes Back of New Hope.
That's the yeah, we guys talk about the Save a Lot Avengers and
right, dog.
That's a movie you find at Dollar General.
Oh, Return of the Empire.
Yo, starring randomly like Rob Gronkowski or something like that.
Jay Cutler as Luke Skywalker.
You just needed a paycheck for a summer. So yeah, I gotta have Empire Strikes Back. That's still probably my favorite Star Wars movie ever. And then all right, like we talked about, man. This is a good time to give my sequel trilogy take. I talked to you about this. I talked to Edmund about this. Individually, I like all 3 of these movies. I think they're all really good. I think that it's a very fair criticism, though, to say that as a trilogy, they don't tell as good a story as certainly not the original trilogy, but maybe not even as good a story as the prequel trilogy. People shit on the prequel trilogies.
You got to give the prequel trilogies credit for the world building, man.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, you got to give the prequels credit for building.
I mean, the script and the acting were. I mean, I'm gonna go easy on your favorite one.
Hey,
but the script and the acting were not the best, obviously. But the world building and like the overarching like story was solid, and I think that trilogy did a better job of telling a succinct story than the sequel trilogy did, and I think that was just a bad call by Kathleen Kennedy or whoever was in charge, who was like, all right, you guys can just fucking make your own movie and just kind of make it work. No. You niggas all come in here and sit down and y'all work together until you figure out what story you want to tell, and then go make your movies. Right. And that was a missed opportunity. So, so with that in mind, though, my favorite of this sequel trilogy was definitely Last Jedi. That's gonna have to make my list. It was the best. It was like the best like film, right, in terms of like how it was shot. The cinematography was brilliant. Didn't have the best fight scenes. I think the best fight scenes were probably in Rise of the Jedi, Rise of the Skywalker. That is, right? Clearly,
out here just blending Star Wars.
Rise of the Jedi, starring Randy Moss as Mace Windu.
I thought you were about to say Randy Orton, which would have been.
Dang it, that would have been better.
So yeah. And also, I just got one of my favorite scenes. More.
Right.
More. I want every gun we have to fire on that man. And that was to me. That's like the best. I just love, man, fucking Kylo Ren. What a great... You motherfuckers hated on Kylo, dog. I told you, just be patient. Be patient with Kylo. He's a fucking great character. Maybe my favorite character out of the sequel trilogy next to Finn. And I was even a little bit disappointed with Finn's arc just because they didn't fucking follow through and just make him a Jedi. Even though they finally were like, oh yeah, I can feel the Force. But like, no, nigga,
you're a Jedi.
You should have gave him that shit. Just give it to him. You set it up perfectly in motherfucking episode 7, but they just didn't follow through. Anyways, so yeah, my list is gonna be. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. My list is gonna be Return of this, or fucking goddamn it, Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back, and The Last Jedi. That's my.
I like it. The map to Skywalker.
I knew you had it. Oh wait, fuck. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? The map to Skywalker. I know you had it.
You're going to give it to the First Order.
You're going to give it to the First Order.
Let's go, Kylo, man. What a good character. Kylo, what a great character. All right, man, it's my turn. You can only pick 3. All right, here we go. I mean, obviously, the prequel trilogy. My favorites, right? We got the Phantom Menace, the movie that everyone hates that I unapologetically love because I love Darth Maul. We got Attack of the Clones. You know, I talked to you. I was like on a Star Wars kick a few months ago, and I remember hating that movie, and I watched it and I didn't hate it. I don't, I don't know. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I did. Revenge of the Sith, incredible. It's one of my favorite ones. On to the originals. New Hope. Obviously, the film that started all, great movie. Empire, love Empire, man. It's a lot of people hold it as the best one. Just that beginning, man, on Hoth, cold, snow. Just a really, really great movie, obviously, and you know, the blueprint for a movie like Infinity War. I think Empire.
Good call. That's a good call.
I think the reason that people like Empire so much is because I think Empire is the best like film Like you can, if you're not looking at it like, see, I judge Star Wars movies just off of how I like my Star Wars. But if you were to take Empire and just judge it as a film, not as a Star Wars film, not as a, it kind of is the one that can stand up because it just has, it's a good film. It's just a good movie.
That one and The Last Jedi are the best two films in my opinion.
Yeah. But Return of the Jedi, another unpopular opinion of mine, that's my favorite of the originals. I just love the green lightsaber, Luke finally being a Jedi Master.
Hey, man, the first appearance of Super Luke, man.
Bruh, let's go. First appearance of Superman, Luke, but people were mad at Rey. Why? Oh, because she's a girl.
Right, bro.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta
Luke trained in the art of the Jedi for like 48 hours.
minutes.
and flat out held his own against the Dark Lord of the Sith. Fuck you. Like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Shut up.
Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta stop being incels, man.
Right.
It's incel. And I mean, like, you know, I mean, the one thing that I think me and you agree on in Star Wars is I view the sequel trilogy the same. Like as a whole, the films are great individually, but as a whole, telling a story, it was just discombobulated.
It's too disjointed, man.
The directors were wanting to do different things. They were making their own movies. Like I told you before, like Rise of Skywalker is a sequel more so to Force Awakens than it is
100%, bro.
to Last Jedi.
100%.
But I do love them, so I can only pick three. I would like to have representatives from all the films, but I got to go with what I love, man. So obviously, I'm picking Phantom Menace. I'm picking Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and my third, I'm going with Return of the Jedi, man.
Hey,
so I'm gonna go Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and Return of the Jedi. I do love the sequel trilogy, but for this, those are the three. Those are the three that I'm taking. So
that's a solid list.
Three, another one in the books.
Wow.
Hey, real quick, another thing that kind of happened in the world of nerd stuff. We got the Batman trailer, man.
Oh yeah. Hey,
the Batman trailer. First of all, everybody hated the Robert Pattinson thing.
I've got a nice serving of crow for you motherfuckers.
How did you feel about the trailer?
That was dope. It was the perfect trailer that didn't show too much. Mm-hmm. Gave you one little touch of a fight scene, and it looked good. Like Robert Pattinson. I mean, I don't know who cares who was behind the suit, but the fight looked good. And look, man, I told y'all, bro. Like, y'all need to stop tripping about Twilight. I didn't even see Twilight. I don't care about that shit. But I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about that. But I know that he's done other films and he's got legitimate acting chops. He can really act. Yeah. Me and Edmund say this all the time, but him and Shia LaBeouf. Like, I think Shia LaBeouf is a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Like Shia LaBeouf.
And bro, hey dog, I know this isn't about Shia LaBeouf, but like, I saw somewhere where a motherfucker said that what if you had Shia LaBeouf play? I don't know. I know for you personally, you want a martial arts nigga to play Wolverine, but somebody said put Shia LaBeouf in there, and I thought for a second like that's a bad idea, but then I thought more. But like, great, actually, like he's got the acting chops to pull that shit off.
He's an amazing actor, but I just want one time. I just want a guy who can pull off the fights, man. Because I'm tired of like the cuts and the fights, man. I hate it so much. Just give me somebody who can fight, play Wolverine, man.
Right. So he wouldn't obviously be my first pick, but he can act. That being said, Robert Pattinson also, I mean, if you want to play a young emo Bruce Wayne, like people talk about, like Batman is, you know, whatever. Like Batman, the character Batman is emo as it gets. Mm-hmm. I mean, Gotham, like it has goth in it. Like that's his whole shtick. The whole like, you know, flavor of the Batman universe is extremely noir, emo gothic. That's the whole thing. And so to get a guy who plays emo, moody, brooding extremely well, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the perfect person. What do you mean? Like, I don't even understand what the controversy was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you had
Bro, people just gotta.
people just want to say stuff,
They gotta hate. Yeah, gotta hate stuff. Gotta say
have
stuff.
opinions. Stop having bad opinions. That should be a shirt. That should be a T-shirt.
Stop having bad
Stop
opinions.
having bad opinions, and then on the back of it, it'll say, "I gotta get the fuck out of here."
That just not even that. Just Melo grabbing the rebound.
Right? Oh,
And
that's perfect.
And if
you know, you know. God damn it.
You know.
Yeah. So, dog, that's like the best. Yo, that's what I'm gonna start doing, dog. If I see somebody say something dumb on Facebook, I'm gonna just put the picture of the Melo rebound and with nothing else. And if you know, then niggas shut the fuck up. Man.
Right. Oh man.
And I loved what's my man that they had? He's one of my favorite actors. His name escapes me right now. Who played Commissioner Gordon?
Oh yeah. What's his name?
This is driving me crazy. I fucking love this guy. I see him all the time.
He's such a great actor. Yeah, he's a great actor, man.
Jeffrey Wright. What are you, fucking idiot? How come you didn't know that? Yes, and also Jeffrey Wright has to play Professor X, or else I'm not watching that shit. Has to. Like, that's the perfect guy, and I don't want to hear nothing else.
Yeah, so. He's a phenomenal actor, man. So yeah, man. I thought the trailer was dope. You already know how I am. I'm kind of not the biggest Batman fan, surprisingly, but I am a fan of the world of Batman more so than I am of the actual character. So
sure.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna check it out. It definitely piqued my interest. So I'm gonna go see it, obviously. And I think that
Oh, you're frozen. There you go. You're back.
I was froze. Yeah. Okay.
You were froze, yeah.
Do you know what the last thing I said was?
No, you said you're a fan of the world of Gotham.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So I'm a fan of the world of Batman more so than the character himself. But I think it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna check it out. I do. Here we go again. Me being a stunt elitist. I just want to see. Batman is supposed to be this like amazing martial artist, and he's supposed to be this like guy who knows like 50,000 forms of martial arts. Like, I would just like to see it once. And I get it. I get that they're criminals, and I do like the fact that he just kind of brutally beats them down in like 1 second, because that's how it should be. If somebody is that much more trained and you're just like some criminal run at him a while, it should be like that, you know. So, but I do want to see like some. I want to see some skills, like
a drawn out, like a long, like complicated fight scene.
Yes, just one.
Yeah. No. I agree. And there are. I mean, you haven't seen him in the movies, but like, so you made 2 good points. One, Batman is fighting a bunch of thugs. He's breaking homeless people's arms.
It's light work. It's light work.
But he's got some foes that will put the hands on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anytime he goes up against Ra's al Ghul, that's always a scrap.
Yeah.
Deathstroke is a scrap.
Mm-hmm.
Azazel, that's a scrap for sure. Bane, like actual comic book Bane, like he's got some people who he put up a fight with, like a legit fight.
And even if we're not gonna go the route of including these villains in the movie, why can't we get a street, henchman that, because where you get that a lot in movies, like we get the random guy who can fight. You know what I'm saying? He comes out where everybody else is getting beat up, and he kind of comes in, does a whole bunch of forms, and then and then squares up with them, and that could just be like the villain who can fight good. Batman obviously still whoop him, but just give me like a lengthy fight scene instead of up, disarm, arm break, elbow to the face.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna get that in this movie, because I think the main villain is
Riddler, right?
Penguin. Penguin. I think it's Riddler and the Penguin.
Okay.
And neither one of them can fight, so
at all. Yeah. But that is a dope segue into everyone's favorite part of the show. It is time for the top 5 of the day. Speaking of villains, we do talk about villains a lot, but this is a good one. We're talking about a film here. Hiro-san, give me your top 5 villains who you feel like deserve their own movie.
Yeah, all right. So this one was tough. I don't have any honorable mentions for one because the problem here is that many of the super cool villains have already had movies made. Joker would have been the number one, but he's already had a movie made. Magneto was not a fucking villain. Magneto was a you know what I'm saying? The man would want you to believe that Brother Magneto was a villain. Brother Magneto is out in the streets. Brother Magneto is fighting for the people. You understand?
Yeah, you overstand?
You overstand? That's why they call him Magneto X.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I fucking love Magneto. He's not a villain. He's a fucking hero. I don't care what anybody says. So I had to really think about this. So I've got my 5. Number 5, I'm going way out there, bro. From the Star Wars.
You're having trouble speaking.
From the Star Wars world, we've got Darth Bane. Now, Darth Bane, for you sweaties, is
wow. What a way to start the list off.
Yeah, bro. That's a deep cut. We got Darth Bane, who is the guy who is the reason why he's interesting is because he is the guy who created the Rule of Two.
The Rule of Two.
From he lived around 1,000 years before the Clone Wars, and he was the sole survivor of the Jedi Sith War that basically exterminated the Sith. And wouldn't that'll be a dope way to start off the film? Is him surviving that great conflict, and then the story of his life. The movie would be his scurrying the underbelly of the universe to rebuild, to recognizing that the reason why the Sith were overwhelmed is because there were too many of them, and they were all at each other's throats as well as at the Jedi's throats. And then he realized that the Sith's ways were wrong, or not wrong, they were just outdated. And his story, his journey of recreating the Sith infrastructure and having it being only a master and only an apprentice, only 2, right? And that set the stage for how we know the Sith from here on out. And so I think that he's one of the most pivotal and legendary Sith that there are in the Star Wars universe, villains that there are in the Star Wars universe. So I'd love to see a movie about him.
That would be fire. That's a great
this will be maybe your grandfather's Star Wars movie, but if you wanted a space opera political thriller.
Hey, my bad. I unplugged my.
Oh,
my
that's all good.
Who you got?
I was just saying this is actually a slight. I would say this is a slight honorable mention that I just thought of. If you wanted a cerebral Star Wars movie, or your grandfather's Star Wars movie, maybe a political thriller, a story about Grand Moff Tarkin. That might be kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be
because he was slick, bro. He was like a. I'm not gonna say the Donald Trump of the universe, but he was like a slick ass politician.
Yeah.
but bro, I'm not about to give 45 that much credit, bro. He was way.
No.
Even though Grand Moff Tarkin was evil, he was way slicker and way more
smart, way smarter.
Conniving than Trump for sure. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of conniving, brilliant, and interesting. Not a huge fan of this person, but I think that his story will be interesting enough to have his own movie, and that's going to be Lex Luthor of the DC universe.
Ooh.
Just because, I'm here for, me, I love Light Yagami, one of my favorite anime villain ever. Just because I'm here for the cerebral, battle of wits, being able to, you know what I'm saying? This fool just conquered the world off being just brilliant. And I also listen, I don't care what the who has played Lex Luthor. I know everybody wants Bryan Cranston to play him, whatever. If you ever watch the Justice League cartoon, that nigga Lex Luthor is black. I don't care what the book you say.
Right.
He's black. And go look at him. Go look at how he was animated in those movies and tell me that he wasn't, at minimum, he wasn't biracial. At minimum.
Right.
So Lex Luthor is going to be my number 4. My number 3, boy, this is another deep cut. For all of my Metal Gear Solid fans, I'm going to go with Revolver Ocelot.
Okay.
Now, Revolver Ocelot is, man, you want to talk about some deep lore. Metal Gear in general has some of the deepest lore out of any video game ever. And just like wild, crazy bullshit that doesn't even really make sense a lot of the time. Just conspiracy. And who you'll find wrapped up in the middle of it almost every single time is Revolver Ocelot. You find out later that he's the son of the boss, who is, you remember I said the boss in my favorite like mentor characters, the guy who taught Big Boss, or the woman, I'm sorry, who trained Big Boss. Her son was Revolver Ocelot, who Big Boss encountered when Revolver Ocelot was a young man. He was like this Russian KGB, like double, triple, quadruple agent who was like a dog ass, like gunslinger. That's his whole thing. But he's also like Liquid Snake after the end of Metal Gear Solid, had his arm cut off, what happened? Was it the opposite? Yeah, he had his arm cut off, and like Liquid Revolver Ocelot put Liquid Snake's arm on Revolver Ocelot's body, so now he's like half Liquid Snake, half Revolver Ocelot, and he's just wild, crazy nonsense. And you also find out in Metal Gear Solid 5 that Revolver Ocelot like basically helped Big Boss create Foxhound, which is what gave birth to the main protagonist of Metal Gear that we all know and love, Solid Snake. That was like, he was like their like offspring in terms of like tactical next star agent up. So yeah, bro, it's wild. Shout out to Hideo Kojima for just being a crazy person and fleshing out a ridiculous character. So Revolver Ocelot. Hideo Kojima, crazy, but brilliant. And number 2, this one I'm really proud of. I got to go with Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, wow.
2. The immortal League of Shadows, ninja, monk, sorcerer, he's, whatever you want to call him. And also, maybe most importantly, the guy who trained Batman and who installed the hands on Batman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've heard his name pronounced so many different ways.
Right, Ra's. Yeah. Raz al Ghul. But yeah, man, League of Shadows in general, just a really dope organization. Even maybe just a League of Shadows movie that has nothing to do with Batman.
If there's a Ra's al Ghul movie, Batman shouldn't be in it. Yeah. I think maybe at the very end, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he's had dealings with Arrow, with Green Arrow, with Deathstroke, with a lot of different people. Mm-hmm. He's not just a Batman rogue, and he's also one of those guys that's like, is he a crazy like genocidal maniac? Yeah, but it's kind of, I get it, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying.
Right.
I would never condone crazy genocide, but you're right that the world sucks, and sometimes you need to rebuild, but not at the cost of all those lives. Anyways.
Yeah. Also, man. Okay, I got to do it. You bring me here. I have to say it. Look, man. If y'all don't go somewhere agreeing with Thanos on the internet, stop, because guess what? Thanos is not some brilliant philosopher who is trying to preserve the planet. He is a psychopath who is obsessed with the concept of death and the physical manifestation of death.
The being death.
The being death. He's in love with her. That's all it is. Nothing more. Because guess what? Why not use the gauntlet to just double the resources if you really cared about the life? You know what I'm saying? That's what a non-psychopathic, murdering, genocidal villain would have done. But
honestly, you know what would have been a nice touch to the Marvel movies
what's up?
is if you got a moment where like maybe it was like maybe Cap versus Thanos or something where like you know how villains always find a moment to monologue right in the middle of the fight for some reason where Cap just Cap may have said something like, man, if you really cared about the world, why wouldn't you do this or that? And Thanos just says, man, I don't give a fuck about the universe. I'm here because I love death. Like
that would
have been a dope touch. I'd have been like, yo,
fantastic.
That's comic accurate, and I'm here for it.
And obviously, some of y'all needed that.
Yeah. Cool. So, Rastafari, Al Ghul, at number 2, and number 1. I'm not gonna even talk too long about him because we've already talked about him at length. One of the great villains in all of Marvel comics has got to be Victor Von Doom, dog.
Yep.
If you don't have a Doctor Doom movie, which he might get, I mean, he flat out may get a Doctor. You might get a Doctor Doom movie here soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a great story to tell. Yeah, we talked about Doom time and time again. So many different dope ass art stuff. Like,
it's self-explanatory, man. He's a villain who needs his own movie, man. He's got a story. He's got just a look, like, you know what I'm saying. He's the guy. He needs his own. Yeah.
He's got the gravitas. I mean, here's how you do a Doctor Doom movie right. And people compare these two characters all the time. Although I think that Darth Vader would destroy Doctor Doom, but I think Anakin Skywalker would destroy Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Vader, let's not get it twisted. Darth Vader is weaker than Anakin Skywalker. I don't care what you got to say. It's true. Shut the fuck up. You sweaty ass Star Wars nerds. Darth Vader will get his ass cut in half by Anakin Skywalker. But what Darth Vader had was like a gravitas and like a menacing energy and like a menacing legend and like a fucking like, oh shit, that's Darth Vader, right? Mm-hmm. Doctor Doom needs to be the Darth Vader of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, he needs to have that type of like presence.
Oh man, yeah, right. Like even. Okay, I'm here for that. They need to,
you know what I'm saying?
Like even maybe more than one film where his story is getting told of how he.
For sure, yeah.
Man, yes, bro.
And then like I don't even want to see him. I just want him to be like in the shadows, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
He needs an Anakin. Film upbringing. You know what I'm saying? That would be.
They tried to do that with the new Fantastic Four movie. It was obviously not good, but yeah, man, Doctor Doom, an amazing character, super powerful. And as I think about it more, man, like I don't know if Dr. Doom wouldn't figure out a way to science the Force into not working properly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah.
Dr. Doom, when it comes to prep time, is just as good as Batman and all these other cheap ass motherfuckers.
Dr. Doom with prep time is just as good as Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Right. I mean, Dr. Doom successfully invaded Wakanda. That's the Black Panther. Y'all remember it? You remember the Black Panther?
That's true.
You got to put some respect on Dr. Doom's name. So that's my top. Mm-hmm. That's my top 5. I got Darth Bane, Lex Luthor, Revolver Ocelot, Rastafari, Al Ghul, and Dr. Doom at number 1. What you got?
All right, man. This is a dope top 5, and my list is so good. I'm excited to do this. All right. Top 5 villains who deserve their own films. Number 5, obviously he's probably the most prominent one, but just to get it out the way, because I know you're going to talk a lot about him. My number 5 is Dr. Doom. Clearly, obviously, best Marvel villain, needs his own story, needs his own film, possibly maybe even more than one, brought up in the same sense as the way they told the Anakin, the Darth Vader story. That would be awesome. Give me college Dr. Doom. Give me high school Doom. Give me college Doom with doing experiments with Reed. Give me, getting into dark magic and all this crazy stuff. I need all that. You know what I mean? Coming in at number 4. Got it. This is a good one. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to go with a group of villains. The Black Order.
Hey.
I need a Black Order origin story. The Black Order is Thanos's army, kind of from Infinity War. Everybody that listens to the show, you guys are super familiar with how underpowered we always talk about how they were in the movies.
Yeah.
But these characters are so interesting. Ebony Maw, obviously, the Ebony Maw is the kind of the
Thanks, buddy.
I don't even know what you would classify him as. He's kind of like a sorcerer, but kind of like a reality warper type of character. Ebony Maw is such a good character. Then you got Proxima Midnight. What's up?
The way that I understand Ebony Maw's power is working is that he is almost like Karnak from the Inhumans, and that he's really smart and he has a power. It's controversial whether it's technically a power or not, but he can just talk to you and influence you into doing almost anything.
Yeah, that's what he does. Ebony Maw, great character. Proxima Midnight, great character. Even Black Dwarf, bro. I think in the movie they call him Cull Obsidian, which is actually the name of the Black Order in the comic books. The name of their team is the Cull Obsidian. But Black Dwarf, the big giant one, that even him, bro. He's actually, he don't even talk in the film. He's actually brilliant. He's a genius. And then there's other movie members that weren't in the movie, like Supergiant wasn't in the movie. It's really dope female character. And then my favorite is Corvus Glaive, man. Just Thanos' right hand man. He's like obviously the soldier type. He's the one who every time they go somewhere, he sends him there first, to kind of defeat people and defeat an army, even if he has to do it by himself, you know what I mean? And he can infiltrate anywhere, which honestly, the one thing that they did do right in Infinity War with the Black Order, I really liked how he was able to get into the lab where Shuri was trying to remove the stone from Vision. Because that's his thing. His thing is that he is able to infiltrate anywhere without being detected. You know what I'm saying? So I did like that. I thought that was good. But I think a Black Order film would be crazy good. Number 3, again, I talk about this villain all the time. Shredder, man. I think,
hell yeah.
We were talking about that story I was telling you about, the secret history of the Foot Clan. That's
the movie right there.
That's the movie right there. Secret History of the Foot Clan. I told you the new Ninja Turtle stuff is super heavy on reincarnation and everything, and all those that kind of thing, and just his past life. He's immortal. We talked about that. That story. Just look that up, guys. Just look up Secret History of the Foot Clan, IDW Comics. That's the movie right there. The story of Oroku Saki and how he went from being a samurai in Edo, Japan, and how he was resurrected and present day New York, and how he's immortal, and just his whole story would be amazing.
That's fire. Love that.
My number 2. Let's go. These are where my picks start getting sweaty. Number 2, man. I loved yours Star Wars pick. I'm gonna go with Darth Revan. And
I thought about him, bro, but is he a villain though?
I mean the story.
Okay.
You know what I mean, right? Because obviously, if you guys aren't familiar, Darth Revan, Darth Revan, whatever you want to call him, Knights of the Old Republic, awesome old Star Wars game. You play this game and you go through this game, and then you find out that he is the guy that you're playing as.
Yeah, he's the protagonist.
It's really dope. But his story is he was a Jedi who served in, this was at the time when the Jedi had armies. There were so many of them, and he served in the Mandalorian Wars, was it?
Yeah.
He served in the Mandalorian Wars, and he actually basically got he gave in to the dark side of the Force, and he ended up becoming a Sith with what's the other one? Darth Malak.
Darth Malak, yeah.
Yeah. So I think a Darth Revan movie would be amazing.
I actually heard that they were somebody said, who knows if it was true or not, that they were thinking about a Darth Revan movie, and they had the perfect fucking casting, dog.
Who?
I would love this, nigga. Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god,
That would be amazing, dog. That would be so good. He's so perfect for that role.
That's such a good casting, bro.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I mean, because he's got some fighting chops. He's got
what?
You know what I'm saying? Again, I think that Keanu Reeves, a lot of people say he's not a good actor. Like, nah, he does his thing really well.
He really does, man.
Yeah, and he's perfect for that role, man. Like, you can see him being kind of that gray in between good and evil. So good.
I think the Dr. Vaughn movie would be amazing. And yeah, man, give me that story of the guy who starts off as a good guy. You can't go wrong with that, you know.
Yep.
And succumbs to the darkness. That would be dope. But my number one, super sweaty pick. My number one villain who I think deserves their own film that I would go absolutely nuts over, Lord Draken.
Hey.
If you guys are not familiar with the Power Ranger comic books and those stories by Kyle Higgins, amazing. They're so amazing. Golden Studios, they help. That story, man, Shattered Grid. You got this future version of Tommy, who is the Green White Ranger, and it's like this evil version of Tommy, who is like this emperor who just runs the world, and he's a bad guy. And the story is absolutely incredible. Give me evil future Tommy. Lord Draken's got crazy dope armor, super powerful, and I think we need that, man. Like, give me that a really dark Lord Draken movie, his story of how he because of how he ended up becoming a villain and not leaving Rita's side and joining the Rangers. Give me that evil, give me the evil Tommy story, man, and flesh that out. I think that would be dope. So that's my top five, man. My top five villains, I think.
I love that.
Deserve their own films. My number 5, Dr. Doom. Number 4, Black Order. Number 3, Master Shredder. Number 2, Darth Vaughn. And number 1, Lord Draken. That would be dope, man. All right, man. Episode 49 in the books. We are extremely close to episode 50, man. Again, I'm on it. I'm on my art guy. I'm hoping we get this shirt this weekend so I can get these shirts made. We're working on a 50th episode shirt, and it is the idea. Very dope. I'm hoping that we get it because this is kind of the surprise for Hero too, because he hasn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know anything about it.
So hopefully this happens.
Are we gonna tell people what we're thinking about doing for 50? Or you want to wait?
Oh yeah, that's right. With the call. The fan. Yeah. All right. So, all right, listeners, we are going to the 50th episode. What we're going to do is I'll post it on our Instagram. So make sure you follow us if you're not already following us at SwordCast Pod. I'll post it on my Instagram too. We're going to do the 50th episode, and we're going to select a few fans. We haven't got the number down yet. We haven't figured out exactly how many. But we're going to select some fans, guys that are big fans of the show, ladies that are big fans of the show, whatever. And we are going to let you join in on the 50th episode, and we're going to have kind of like a panel style episode with you guys and us. We'll tell you guys the topics ahead of time so you can get your top 5s ready, because you too will be doing top 5s. It's going to be super dope. It's going to be fun. So maybe even a Q&A section too. Yeah, Q&A section. You guys get your questions ready. It's going to be a really interactive episode with you guys and us. So it's going to be dope, man. So tune in next week, episode 50. 50. Let's go, baby. All right. So let's get it, man. Also, I think we should talk. I always say these ideas on air so y'all can hold us accountable. We need to figure out how to make our Twitch more active too. Yeah. So you maybe even like, I don't want to co-opt the Noveliss Twitch, but even like making a flat out SwordCast Twitch account. Yeah. Might be something we could do. We should do that.
Do some Streets of Rage, some Ghosts, stream some Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, and we can stream when we're working on music too and everything. We'll be able to stream.
That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that, but yes, we could do that. I'm upgrading my like camera situation a little bit. Actually, I'm not even really upgrading it. I just figured out how to use this motherfucker. Yeah. So boom, man. Exciting things to come as we move forward into the future.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We love y'all. Follow us at the SwordCast Pod. We'll tune in next week for episode 50. We will post the lucky fans who get selected in the show. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Hey, yo.
All right.
Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
Yes, sir. Everything.
My word is my sword.
Yeah, we also wanted to extend a happy birthday shout out to our homie, big fan, long time listener, Drip Sensei on Instagram. That's DRIPSENSEII. Drip Sensei. Shout out to you, homie. Happy birthday.
Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast.